Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekak, Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. I'm back with another lesson, and I'll entitle this lesson, They Are Watching Us. Because if you haven't heard of what Palantir is like this AI company that's tracking every single move, every single digital footprint that you have, whether it be your transactions, what you view on the internet, and what you post. So this devil knows exactly who the prophets are, because ultimately that's the target, the men of the Lord, the ones that are opposed to this new world order, the ones that are opposed to the RFID microchip that they're gonna come out with, and the ones that are pushing the 100% truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's the target. That's who the great insurrection is gonna be against. So I'm gonna play a clip, and then we'll get into some scriptures. And before I play the clip, I'm gonna say fair use. I don't make any money off this. I just for educational purposes. So let's get that clip.
There's a company called Palantir. It was built to help the military track terrorists, but now it is helping the U.S. government build a domestic surveillance system, and you're probably already in it. Here's how. Law enforcement and federal agencies are already scraping the social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. They're watching hashtags, monitoring who posts, who shows up, who shares. Palantir's software Foundry it can take those posts, overlay them with geotags, and build a profile of political activity, protest, movements, opinions. The Department of Justice and Homeland Security are actively building databases that track protest activity and social media footprints. This isn't future tense. This is now. Facial recognition ties it all together. Show up at a protest, your face is in a crowd photo. That face gets matched to DMV or passport records. Boom, you're in. This system already exists. ICE uses it to track immigrants. Same software, just a different group of people. It doesn't stop at identification. It flags people quietly, automatically. No one tells you. No one warns you. But the flags exist. That flag gets passed to other agencies, IRS, Homeland Security, police. No oversight, no court. Just quiet profiling of U.S. citizens using their constitutional rights. Even Palantir's engineers raised the alarm. They wrote internal letters, called it a domestic surveillance pipeline. Civil rights lawyers say this breaks the Constitution, First Amendment and Fourth Amendment. Gone. This isn't a dystopian pitch. This is already deployed. Speak, protest, post, and the system sees it, stores it, tags you. You don't have to believe me. The contracts are public. But here's the thing. They don't need your permission, and you don't get an off switch. You noticed recently that they've been picking up immigrants who have been here for 30 years, 25 years. How do you think they're finding them and profiling them? They have an algorithm running to pick those people up because it's an easy target. I'm afraid that this targeting is going to get very bad for many of us, not just brown or black people, but everybody that disagrees with the power structure. Peace, y'all. Sorry to bring bad news, but it is bad. It's especially bad. Peace.
Hey, Khan, so that's some heavy shit right there. This devil really has eyes everywhere. Just how the Lord has his angels overseeing everything. This devil wants to be like the Lord. He's trying to exalt himself like the Lord. And he's going to go after the Lord's elect. Because we're the threat to this new world order. We're the ones speaking the end of this kingdom into existence. The fact that we're prophesying the 100% truth of the scriptures. The fact that we have the names of our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That's changing the vibration on this earth. And they know this. And that's why, hey, let's get the first scripture. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So this devil knows that his days are numbered, and it's pretty much a battle of good versus evil, because we know what's that in the book of Job? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and that's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And you could call us racist, you could call us, our people have Stockholm syndrome. They love the white man, but look what this devil has done to us. Look, this isn't about keep this, because they're gonna pitch it to you like this is for your safety, this is for the good of for the betterment of humanity. But fuck no, because these devils have underground child trafficking rings. They're poisoning your food, they're destroying the ecosystem. This devil is going all out, man. He's just, what's that scripture? If the Lord doesn't intervene, there'll be no flesh left. He's like on a on a path of total destruction. So the Lord has to intervene. So we just have to be ready to be demonized. And that's the point of this lesson. Are you really prepared? Have you really counted the cost? And I'm speaking to myself, including, because you have to constantly remind yourself like what you're a part of. This devil is going to come down with great wrath. He's going to try to throw you into a prison, threaten your family, label you a domestic terrorist, create some AI bullshit about you where you turn into in the eyes of society, you turn into like the worst of the worst. And that's part of that humility. That's part of that trial, the trial of your faith. Are you really ready to walk that? And we just have to constantly pray to the Lord for strength and be rooted in this faith. Be rooted in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because that's the only way we're going to endure. So let's get this. This next precept I had is 2 Thessalonians 2:4. It reads, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And that's what Esau's trying to become God. He's trying to get that blessing, which is immortality. And if you have spiritual eyes to see, that's exactly what he's doing. That's his whole agenda. He's trying to get immortality, that blessing that he lost. And that's why he hates the Israelites so much, because we got the blessing. We're the chosen seed. We're the chosen people. If you like it or not, it is what it is. This truth isn't for everybody. But for those sincere brothers and few sisters, we make these lessons to edify you and to prepare your spirit for what's coming. So let's get 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. So we have to constantly be circumspect, watching your surroundings. This devil got eyes on us. This devil's listening to this lesson as I'm recording it, man. It's heavy. It's that deep. This ain't no conspiracy, man. Just people are just ignorant. They're like, oh, you're paranoid. Nah, man. You got to be on point, or else you get comfortable, you get caught slipping, and that's your ass, you know? We got to constantly be circumspect and vigilant, and constantly remaining in prayer. Let's get 2 Ezra 16 and 40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So yeah, once they start coming after us, we're going to have to be as pilgrims on the earth. We're going to have to be on the move. An example that I always bring out is when Pharaoh went after the Israelites in the wilderness. You know, when Moses freed the slaves, you know, via the spiritual power, via the plagues that the Lord caused to be brought upon ancient Egypt. That's exactly how it's going to be. How it's going to go down. This devil's going to go after the men of the Lord, after the hopeful elect. But we're going to be protected. We don't fear this devil. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be scary. That's why you have to be rooted in this faith, or else you'll bug out and you'll bow the knee. Because this devil's going to show his horns, and it's going to be very intimidating. But hey, man, this thing's about faith. We have faith that the Lord is going to protect us. Let's get some more scriptures. This is Exodus 14 and 14. The Lord Yahweh shall fight for you. and ye shall hold your peace. You see that? You truly gotta have faith that he's gonna come through for us like he did our forefathers. Like how he delivered Daniel from the lion's den. How he delivered Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from the fiery den, from the furnace. You know? You can imagine what was going through their mind. Damn, I'm about to get burnt to death, fried, but they kept their faith. They had that unshakable faith. And that's what we have to pray to have in these days. And the last precept is Psalms 27:5. For in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. So, hey, that's that divine intervention that the Lord's going to provide for his elect. And while we're going to be tried, while it's going to be uncomfortable and a crazy experience, at the end of the day, the Lord is not going to make us go through something we can't handle. We're going to have to endure it and endure to the end. Hold on to your faith, man, because this devil's going to really try to intimidate you. And he's got tabs on us, every single one of us. But you know what? We don't fear this devil. We're going to keep doing this work until the Lord tells us to stop, until that famine of the word. But we're very close. We're very close. So we're going to keep pushing, keep enduring, and keep praying for strength and for more faith. And in closing, I hope this lesson was edifying, and I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. On to the next lesson. Shalom.